Hey, everybody. This is your daily recap of Beyond the Gates. We are at episode 39. Let's check in.
And Tyrell is having a rough time. There's a picture going around of him in his boxers in the locker room.
And these bullies are hiding behind phony profiles.
Tyrell is getting trolled online.
Just tell him to pretend like that photo does not even exist, and tell him to flood his feed with pictures of him living his best unbothered life. And sooner or later, the mean kids will just be over it.
Maybe you're telling Tyrell about your experience will help him see there's another side. I don't think we should underestimate my great-grandson. I lost to him at chess. The kid's got more moves than you think.
All right, so let's first of all start at the end. Can I just say that there was choreography and there was crowd work. Miss Anita got on that stage. Okay, so first of all, after when I say we're going to end it, Miss Anita gets up and she sings on this episode, which is, when I tell you, so cute. Well, it really started because Naomi and Danny wanted to sort of trick her into coming out to sing. It was a little bit of both. Naomi wanted Danny to get out because she was stuck in the mud, and then she tricked her grandmother into thinking it was about Danny. Naomi tricked Danny into thinking it was about mom. So it ended up being a nice little family affair. Everybody came out: Kat, Chelsea, Tim, Nicole. Everybody was there. Martin, Smitty, Vernon showed up being all sexy. He's always trying to get him some Anita, honey. He could take it any way he can get it. He gonna take it. But I digress. So everybody's there. And the thing about it is Anita really is trying to accept her age and what comes with aging. So what ends up happening, she's feeling very self-confident, very self-conscious about her voice and what it may sound like since she is so much older. So she's just trying to work through her anxieties. Vernon is just trying to encourage her. The kids are on stage just begging her. Everybody's trying to convince her. Dr. Nicole tries to throw her psychiatry on her. I was like, leave that woman alone. She was like, don't psych me, Nicole. I was like, geez, Nicole, everybody ain't a case. You know what I'm saying? And so she ends up finally kind of really reflecting on herself. She gets on stage and she's just like, I don't want to do this. But then she looks around and she just finally takes a deep breath and she's like, yeah, I'm in. And she gives you everything. Da, 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 da. And then she got the two background singers, Naomi and Danny, and they serious. They got their microphones. They holding them tight like they are serious, right? So they got, what I tell you, they got choreography. They got, Anita's going into the crowd singing to people. Da, 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 da. Jesus, I mean, they made a whole show of it. They made a whole show. So, but it was really good to see her. So, like, that was the end, but all of that leading up to it, right? So, last time I left you, Nicole and Vanessa was, drinking, spilling the tea over wine, and how she feels about Doug and how she feels about Joey. And this is Vanessa. And again, my BFF, Dr. Nicole, is giving her all the doctor business. So she's just like, listen, you got to really, reach deep inside of understanding your marriage with Doug. It could just because you've grown your sexual appetite doesn't mean that he has it. You guys got to talk. You got to communicate. She's giving her all the therapy she can give her for free. Right. So next thing you hear, you had me waiting upstairs. Tim comes sashaying around the corner in his robe and his little tight briefs. Oh God, he is the cutest little gorgeous little chocolate of a man if he wants to be. So he comes out just sashaying. So it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I thought you guys were done. And Dr. Nicole, I was like, if you don't get your ass up off the couch, tell Vanessa you see her later. Your man is out here trying to sling some things, and you out here talking about something. I'm still talking to my friend. She gonna ignore him. Talking about we're still chatting, so I'll be right up. Like, no, I would have told Vanessa, ma'am, sis, I've given you all the free therapy you could get. I wish you the best. May God be with you, and watch yourself out. I'm going upstairs to get a little sun because apparently I gotta go to the club to hang out with my mama. I'm gonna give me these 15 minutes before we go out. I would have told Vanessa to go on with herself because it was crazy. Like, soon as that scene was over, they was at the club. Like, the next scene, like, I was like, y'all. I would have definitely told Vanessa to go, but so they was there, and Smitty and Martin had to ask Vernon about what was going on with what they should do with Tyrell and this whole internet bullying saga, and Vernon was like, well, shit, it's just underwear. What's the big problem? But then he realized that, these kids these days, they go through a lot. So he was just like, well, let's ask somebody who would know, somebody a little bit more in their speed that would know if what's going on with them. So they asked Chelsea, and so Chelsea saw the pictures like, oh my, well, just tell him to just post pictures of him living his everyday life, and then it'll just go away. Like, she just kind of gave like some strategy. She was like, there's no recipe for this thing. Like, either you're gonna get over it or not. So it's either hit or miss. So anyway, they're like, but Terrell's a good kid. He's a smart kid. He understands, he'll get through this, no problem. They just want to treat him like he's 12 years old. Well, anyway, they end up just telling him to just chill, but they don't know that the girl, because I told y'all a couple episodes ago, the girl that got the picture, she broke up with the athlete boyfriend and kind of hit him up and was like, you're awesome. So there's something going on there. Again, I'm going to leave reservation that she's not tricking him into falling in love with him, and then she plays like a cruel practical joke. I'm praying that that's not the case, but he did run into her. So he's got something going on, which he'll be over this thing soon. Just depends on how it turns out. So, but I digress. And then, Leslie Dana Anna, she's back into the fold. Cause now, Leslie Dana Anna, the only people who know her, like what she looks like, is Dr. Nicole's house. I don't know. I don't call her housekeeper. Her housekeeper. Okay. Just her housekeeper. And then Ashley's mom. So they're the only people who know what she looks like, and that she is known with that face to them as Leslie, right? She is known to Tim as Dana, and she is known to Dr. Nicole as Anna, right? And then she got the whole nurse thing, which I think nurse is Anna, so I think that the other one is Sharon or Sherry, something like that. That's Dr. Nicole know her as. So she got so many names. So she trying to explain away she got this fancy dress in her pocket and this wig in her, and she trying to explain it away to them. Oh, it's just, I get to spend some money. I want some money in the back door of the casino, and I won $5,000, and I just bought me a designer dress, and I got me a wig. Why can't we be different? Why can't we have things? Why can't we be like Beyonce? And they was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing too. And I was like, y'all are just as gullible as y'all want to be. This lady is lying to y'all. She is lying, and she is a liar who lies. Oh my goodness. So I ain't even get to the good stuff yet. Let me tell you. So Eva, the daughter of Leslie Dana Anna, is not the daughter of Leslie Dana Anna. Let me get you up to speed. So she is at the country club trying to plan the party for Tim and Dr. Nicole's anniversary party, right? So she's with the two planners that was helping out during the fashion show. They bougie. They not bougie. They pretending to be bougie. And they laughing at all her jokes because she getting the references wrong, calling it beluga, the watch versus the caviar, so laughing at her like because she think pigs in the bank is fancy, all this stuff, and they just keep keying with her. So she's like, listen, I'm not from this world, I don't understand some of this stuff, but you got to help me because I really want to make a big impression on Dr. Nicole and Tim because they've been really, really good to me, and nobody's been good to me like they have, right? So they just like, girl, you standing right now, but okay, we're gonna help you out, we're gonna do what we can. So she's like, so she sees Tomas over there sitting by himself, and she love her some Tomas, right? Every time she get a chance, she makes sure she prance in front of Tomas. I don't know if she's doing it to make Kat jealous, but I think she's kind of like, he speaks to her a little bit. So, anytime when you're dealing with abandonment and neglectful issues, anytime somebody pays you any little bit of attention, you are always going to gravitate to that. So I digress. But anyway, she sees Tomas, she grabs her things and she just frolics over there. And to her credit, he always does speak to her. You know what I'm saying? Because if he wasn't really messing with her like that and was really into Kat and knowing how Kat feel about her, he wouldn't give her the time of day. But every time she do pass by, he do speak. And he was like, so hey, but here's the thing though. He was like, so hey, how you doing? She was like, hey. And he's like, for being such a boss bitch over there. I don't think he said boss bitch, but doing so boss moves over there, you deserve a drink that I'm going to pay for. And I was like, first of all, why are you eavesdropping? Why are you all in my conversation? Why are you all, you ear hopping like the best of them, right? So I'm thinking he's paying attention to you. He's eavesdropping. He is all in your, he wants to be in your circle. He wants to be in your energy. I said, okay. So now I'm really thinking about his relationship with Kat. Like, is he serious with Kat, or is it the whole virgin thing that's the issue with him? And I don't know. But he is giving her an unnecessary, he's sending us some signals that I could pick up. You know what I'm saying? If I deeply look into it, he could be super genuine with it, but it's endearing. It's attractive. I'm attracted to that. You know what I'm saying? I would be attracted to that. But anyway, I digress. So he's like, they're sipping and they're just having a conversation, and she's like, I really want this party to be great because, I grew up without a father. And she keeps telling everybody she grew up without a father. Like, that is a moniker. I grew up without a father. I grew up without a father. It's like, you know what? There are a lot of people who grew up without fathers. Like, get on the board. But anyway, I digress. So she ends up, starts talking. So she said something super interesting. Okay, buckle up. This is where it gets good. So she says, when my mom died, right? When my mom died, her best friend Leslie took me in. Leslie's not her mother. So if Leslie is not her mother, who is she to Tim? Who is she to Tim? They scamming. She know that she not her daughter. So why is she allowing her to trick Tim into giving her money and outing her to, like, what? They lying, big time lying. So I'm like, if that's not even her daughter, how is she even like contemplating this thing with Tim? Tim's not her father. Tim's not even her father. But how is it that she's created this concocted idea that this man is her father? Oh, I was stunned. My mouth was open. I had to rewind it like 3 or 4 times to make sure I heard what I heard. I was like, oh my God, these people are scamming. I could not believe it. I said, oh, so she goes on and on and on. She's talking about, how Alan wasn't really nice to her and how he just didn't feel like he should have raised another man's baby or anything like that. So she had a neglectful, like, nobody really cared about her. Like, nobody really liked her. Nobody really gave her any attention. That's why I feel like this attention she getting from Tomas is absolutely dangerous, and could lead to some asphyxiations and stuff like that. But I digress. So they talking, outside of that, you had Joey go to the doctor because he broke his hand out here threatening folks and trying to gamble and stuff. He broke his wrist, so he's gonna be out of surgery for a little while. So Joey comes like, knock knock, nigga, I gave him my money. was like, Dr. Doug was like, you can at least get a nigga 30 days. Like, you can at least give me 30 days. And he was like, consider yourself notified. Consider consider yourself notified. He was like, dang, you ain't got no money laying around. He said, you can't. He said, I got assets. He said, oh, can you get to him by the end of the day? He said, no, I got some things tied up. He said, like, on what's love got to do with it? I got some assets. I got, you know what I'm saying? But he just was like, well, you better figure out how you gonna get my money. Joey was like, I need my money. Run your pockets, right? So Dr. McBride is like, well, I could do some things. He's like, well, I could ask my wife. He was like, oh, yeah, because once it's your debt and you pass it on to her, it's gonna be y'all debt. And he was like, what, you threatening my wife? He said, oh, I wouldn't threaten your wife. I was like, Joey gangster. Joey is gangster. So he is absolutely eating Dr. McBride up, right? And sure enough, in come Vanessa. She come trancing in like dun dun dun. So he was like, she's like, what you doing here, Joey? He was like, no, I came to check on a friend. I heard the nurses talking about crazy Dr. McBride, breaking his hand and stuff. So I came to check on him. That's all. I'm a sympathetic type of guy. And she was like, okay, you could go now. So he sashays away to me, see you. Let me get my money, right? It's so Dr. McBride. She can't even get the truth out before she opened her mouth. I'm just like, good Lord, Alabama. Let the man tell you what is going on before he can even get to it. Because he was going to tell her that he was gambling an episode ago, but she jumped to conclusions like he was cheating. So he had to reverse Uno on her and tell her, like, no, I love you. I'm not cheating on you. That's the least of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here gambling our lives away. That's what I'm doing. I'm out here. I'm in the hole hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've mortgaged our house. Like, what? Like, you talk about cheating. Right. So he's like, no. But as soon as he was about to tell her, because he's got the pony up for this money, so he's trying to really tell her, and she's just like, I just thought that after the kids left that we would reconnect, and it just seems like there's so much going on, and you're working all hard. And he's like, because I love you and I want to be with you, and and he ain't even telling her, like, you have to pay this man his money back. So they kissing and hugging. I was just like, man, she's doing way too much conversation for me. So, but that's pretty much it. Episode 39, super good. Can't wait to see what's happening with Joey. And then Leslie Jane and Anna always gonna get good. That she can come out, and I'm just so shocked that this woman ain't even that girl's daughter. They ain't even married. They do. Oh, this is good. Y'all need to be checking this show out. All right. Get myself together. Okay. It ain't making no lighter, but we'll see. I'll make it lighter in the thing. 3, 2, 1, and action. Hey, what's going on? We are at episode 39. I am Nikema Lee. I gotta figure out an intro. Oh, let's see. I don't know. Welcome, everybody. That sounds just so Hey, what's good? No, don't say that. I don't know.